The U.S.'s top diplomat, Antony Blinken, is in Israel for the second time in a month for urgent talks with Israeli officials about their escalating war with Hamas in Gaza. He has since met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Mr. Blinken is expected to focus on getting a humanitarian pause in the fighting and discuss likely scenarios after the war, which the U.S. has said should include a two-state solution without Hamas. The U.S. diplomat will be visiting Jordan tomorrow, where he's due to meet the foreign minister in the capital. He may also make additional stops in the region before traveling to Asia early next week.
Mr. Blinken's trip comes at a highly charged and sensitive time, with Israel intensifying its military operations in Gaza amid international criticism over the large number of civilian casualties. Now, Israel's military says that it has completely encircled Gaza City, signalling a new phase in the nearly month-long conflict. The IDF has been ramping up its ground invasion and is engaged in face-to-face combat with Hamas militants.
כוחות צה"ל מחתרים את עזה מהאוויר, מהיבשה ומהים, מחתרים את העיר עזה וסביבתה. הלוחמים מתקדמים בקרבות ובמהלכם הם משמידים תשתיות טרור מעל הקרקע ובתת הקרקע ומחסלים מחבלים.
The Israeli military said that its troops and tanks have been encountering mines and booby traps as they advanced into Gaza. The army has since lost 23 soldiers in the offensive. Blasts and plumes of smoke continue to fill the air in Gaza as the IDF pounds the Palestinian enclave from ground, sea and air throughout the night. The conflict has left more than 9,200 people in Gaza dead. Israel has sent thousands of Palestinian cross-border workers back to Gaza through the Karem Abu Salem crossing. The workers said that they were held in an Israel-run jail after Hamas attacked Israel on the 7th of October. A statement from the Israeli Security Cabinet says that Israel is severing all contact with Gaza and there will be no more Palestinian workers from the territory.
And for more, Sarah Coates joins us live from Tel Aviv. Sarah, as we were mentioning before, Mr. Blinken in Israel for the second time since in a month, actually, and he has met with the Israeli Prime Minister. Any word from what came out of that meeting?
Hello there, Wei Su. Not so much, to be honest. We do know that this meeting with the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, was actually held behind closed doors. Nothing has been released from that meeting as of yet. But we do know he also met with the President, Isaac Herzog, and was shown some extremely distressing videos from this attack that happened on October 7 down in the south. We also know that he is right now meeting with Israel's war cabinet. And you might actually be able to hear behind me very shortly. I can hear it not far from here, another motorcade coming along behind me, along the beachfront there, which would be believed to be the Secretary of State, Antony Blinken there. Now, look, there's certainly another very important thing happening very, very shortly. Aside from Blinken's visit, the Hassan Nasrallah, the head of Hezbollah, he is set to speak in around an hour's time. It will be his first public address since the beginning of this war. He'll be speaking from Lebanon, and this will be very widely watched, with many saying that he may declare all-out war or he may sort of try and scale things back. So, look, certainly a lot happening here in the region today.
Concerns of that expanding into the border between Israel and Lebanon. But meanwhile, the Israeli military engaging, we hear, in face-to-face combat with Hamas militants and losing at this point more than around 23 Israeli army soldiers. What's happening? What's the latest on that situation?
Well, look, we only know what we're being told by the Israeli military and also what Hamas is putting out. They've both put out videos showing intense fighting in the northern part of the Gaza Strip. As you mentioned, 23 soldiers have been killed on the Israeli side since this ground operation began on Tuesday. The Israeli military and also Hamas both saying that Israeli forces have been encountering anti-tank missiles, booby traps, landmines. And what we're really seeing here is hand-to-hand combat, which means that there will potentially be even heavier losses. Now, look, this comes as a humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip remains extremely dire. Aid groups say it's getting worse by the minute. And this is one of the reasons that the Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, is here on the ground. He's trying to push for a humanitarian pause. He's also trying to push for more aid to come in through that Rafah crossing into the Gaza Strip. We can report that already around half of the Strip's hospitals are out of action, and those that haven't gone out of action yet are using backup generators, saying they're having to switch off vital things like mortuaries, like lights, and also oxygen. So, look, it is certainly a dire situation for the many people down there who've been injured, for the many people who've been displaced, and for these children and these families who don't have enough food or enough water.
Thanks for that update. Sarah Coates reporting live to us there from Tel Aviv.